Hi. We are going to continue with the true prophets of the post-exile period, their hope. The hope of Haggai. Haggai chapter 2. For this is what Jehovah of armies has said. Yet once, it is a little while, and I am rocking the heavens and the earth, and the sea and the dry ground. And I will rock all the nations, and the desirable things of all the nations must come in. And I will fill this house with glory, Jehovah of armies has said. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, is the utterance of Jehovah of armies. Greater will the glory of the latter house become than that of the former, Jehovah of armies has said. And in this place I shall give peace, is the utterance of Jehovah of armies. The hope of Zechariah, chapter 12. The word of Jehovah concerning Israel is the utterance of Jehovah, the one who is stretching out the heavens and laying the foundation of the earth and forming the spirit of man inside him. Here I am making Jerusalem a bowl, causing reeling to all the people round about, and also against Judah he will come to be in the siege, even against Jerusalem. And it must occur in that day that I shall make Jerusalem a burdensome stone to all the peoples. All those lifting it will without fail get severe scratches for themselves, and against her all the nations of the earth will certainly be gathered. In that day, is the utterance of Jehovah, I shall strike every horse with bewilderment, and its rider with madness. And upon the house of Judah I shall open my eyes, and every horse of the peoples I shall strike with loss of sight. And the sheiks of Judah will have to say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem are a strength to me by Jehovah of armies, their God. In that day I shall make the sheiks of Judah like a fire pot among trees, and like a fiery torch in a row of newly cut grain. And they must devour on the right hand and on the left all the peoples round about. And Jerusalem must yet be inhabited in her own place, in Jerusalem. And Jehovah will certainly save the tents of Judah first, to the end that the beauty of the house of David and the beauty of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not become too great over Judah. In that day Jehovah will be a defense around the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the one that is stumbling among them must become in that day like David, and the house of David like God, like Jehovah's angel before them. And it must occur in that day that I shall seek to annihilate all the nations that are coming against Jerusalem. In Zechariah chapter 14. And Jehovah must become king over all the earth. And in that day Jehovah will prove to be one, and his name one. The whole land will be changed like the Arabah, from Geba to Rimmon, to the south of Jerusalem. And she must rise and become inhabited in her place. And from the gate of Benjamin all the way to the place of the first gate, all the way to the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananel all the way to the press vats of the king. And the people will certainly inhabit her. And there will occur no more any banning to destruction, and Jerusalem must be inhabited in security. And it must occur that, as regards everyone who is left remaining out of all the nations that are coming against Jerusalem, they must also go up from year to year to bow down to the King, Jehovah of armies, and to celebrate the festival of the booths. And it must occur that, as regards anyone that does not come up out of the families of the earth to Jerusalem, to bow down to the King Jehovah of armies, Even upon them no pouring rain will occur. The hope of Malachi, in Malachi chapters 1 and 3. The word of Jehovah concerning Israel by means of Malachi. I have loved you, people, Jehovah has said. And you have said, in what way have you loved us? Was not Esau the brother of Jacob, is the utterance of Jehovah? But I have loved Jacob, and Esau I have hated. And I finally made his mountains a desolate waste, and his inheritance for the jackals of the wilderness. Because Edom keeps saying, we have been shattered, but we shall return and build the devastated places. This is what Jehovah of armies has said. They for their part will build, but I for my part shall tear down. The people will certainly call them the territory of wickedness, and the people who Jehovah has denounced to time indefinite. And your own eyes will see it, and you yourself will say, may Jehovah be magnified over the territory of Israel. For I am Jehovah, I have not changed, and you are the sons of Jacob. You have not come to your finish. We have now gone through the hope of the patriarchs and the true prophets of Yahweh, from Abraham to Malachi, 1,500 years, about 24 of Jehovah's faithful witnesses. Now, are we to believe that the hope of these faithful ones and the words that were put in the mouths of the true prophets of God are never to be fulfilled, and to be fulfilled in a way that those who wrote it and who heard it would have understood? If not, then God is a deceiver, and I will not believe that.